Tonight on Family Health, we highlight on a silent killer disease that is slowly making its way into the society. And still to come, killer commute. Ever heard of it? And on medical technology, hope for the deaf as new technology reaches Kenya. It is known as the silent killer. It is happening almost daily and is slowly becoming a global crisis. It is depression.
Depression revolves around the question whether a person is happy or not happy. And if he is unhappy, the level of unhappiness is beyond what would be expected for a person in those circumstances, beyond what is normal. You see, every day we have our happy moments and we also have our sad moments. But if this unhappiness or sadness continues for a prolonged period of time and this begins to affect the way our body works and it produces some symptoms, then we say that person is depressed, on the basis of the type of symptoms that he has or she has.
Depression alone is likely to be the second highest cause of disease, second only to HIV/AIDS. This, according to statistics, is by the year 2030.
All human beings, regardless of where they live, there is a tendency for a certain percentage of them to have to suffer from depression. So I think what is happening in this country is that we are seeing more, we have become more aware of this condition. We are now talking about it. People are also, the people who suffer from this condition, they now know that they are suffering from this condition. If anything that happens that is related to depression, the media, whom you represent, make stories about that. So I think the increase is more apparent than real.
Depression is categorized as a mental disorder which affects both men and women equally. And just like other diseases, it does not discriminate. Rachel Kamau knows this too well. She got depression in the year 2000, something she admits not knowing what it was at first.
When I got the depression, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what it was. So I wondered what is happening. I thought that I was actually going mad. I started feeling hopeless, sad all the time. I used to cry for no reason. I used to have nightmares. I would go to bed and see like a cat with its throat cut, and I would see blood. I would hallucinate. I would see things which in the normal sense are not supposed to be seen by a normal person. I would have delusions, false thoughts. Like there's a time I thought that I'm getting married to somebody and I was not in any relationship. So when I told my family, they knew that something was wrong. So I was taken to hospital.
Coping with depression can be a nightmare. It may turn around one's life completely, and for some people, may even get to a suicidal stage.
The first time I tried suicide was around 2000. I was feeling so hopeless, so sad, and I didn't see the need of living. So I took pesticide. And then I told my brothers. I think I actually didn't want to die because I told my brothers that I've taken pesticide, and they rushed me to hospital. So I got treated. The second time I took a drug overdose because I felt helpless and useless, and I didn't see any need of living. And that was before I got my daughter. And most of the times when I tried the suicide, I wasn't doing anything. It's after I had been sacked from my job. Because to me, working is important, and I need a source of livelihood. So I felt very useless and hopeless, And so I decided I'm better off dead than alive. So I took an overdose, and I also took rat poison. I took rat poison at one time, was given first aid, and I didn't die. So after those incidences, I came to realize that suicide is not the answer.
Well, like another condition, there are levels of severity. You can have mild depression, you can have major depression, which means the symptoms are severe. The level of unhappiness is so immense. This person can't see why they should continue living. They cannot see the good things about their lives, their children, the beautiful children that they have, the jobs that they have, the success that they have made in the course of life. All they see is a negative aspect of their lives. So yes, there is mild and there is very severe depression. Sometimes it's so bad, we call it psychotic depression. But basically, like another condition, there is a continuum from between mild to severe.
Despite the fact that this disease does not discriminate, there are people who are more susceptible to it than others.
Depression more common in women, but men more likely to kill themselves. And now we know that depression is also very common in children in the ages of 14 to 18. And listen carefully, it is more common in children aged 6 to 13 more than it is on children aged 14 to 18.
The sad story in our country is that there's a lot of depression which is not being picked. Again, our society, it's like we do not expect children and adolescents to suffer from depression. So that also is not attended to. And that's why we see young people getting into drugs, others becoming disobedient in school, because depression in young people and children can actually present as disobedience, hyperactivity, which we will just resort to the child being labeled rather than the problem being addressed.